It's an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for taking the time and doing this little testimonial video here with me because we just finished our 3 month. We just finished our full Authentic Self Blueprint 3 month program. And I just wanted to take the time to, on one hand side, thank you for really taking the time and doing this, or in the trust and the effort and the consistency you brought to this beautiful coaching space here over the last 3 months. And I'm just curious. I'm just curious to hear from you a little bit about your transformational story, because I mean, you started 3.5 months ago with a clear idea in mind. You felt a little bit stuck, right? I mean, you can explain yourself in a bit, but you felt stuck. You felt, like things were not rolling really in the way that they should have been. And what changed, right? So share a little bit of your personal story of what happened before the coaching, and how has this 3 month container helped you to shift and transform your life for the better.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely wasn't very uplifting journey with you. I The context was that my wife and I we were getting our child, right? And of course that means a lot of changes in your mind that are happening, a lot of more awareness of responsibility, of being a role model. What kind of house do I want to build? I think that that was a big question in my mind. And then just looking at myself, looking where I'm at. Okay, I'm stuck going to entertainment constantly. I say one thing, but I am sabotaging myself, and I do a complete other thing. I am not living what I want to live. I have uh, uh, big transformations ideas coming from who I want to be as a Christian, but I never stick to it.
Hmm.
And in the past, I had tried several things and they had worked, but since the marriage, things had run out of control pretty much, and I didn't seem to get out of it. And I said, like, when my son was born, and we received so much support from the family, and I was saying, well, that's nice, but I need to be able to carry this going forward. And if I am not the leader, if I am not the one who, uh, yeah, who sets the example at the home, I cannot expect my wife to be carrying me, even as a man, and what I what my idea is of a man. Uh, he needs to go out. He needs to be the one in the front line. He is the one who brings home the resources so that my wife can work at home. So
Hmm.
that's what I believe, um, how it should work. Well, anyway, I then was already looking for things at coaching quite a couple years back, and had looked at NLP and things like that. And it seemed like, okay, this works well with my faith. It seems like we can work together. And then, yeah, I was looking for a male coach, and was in the market, so to speak. And then I
Hmm.
found you,
Oh.
and then I said, like, okay, he is young, but he seems young in the sense of new in his practice. But let's try this out. We did the coaching card, the first.
Hmm.
A free call, and yeah, and the rest is history and big transformation.
So, what I mean, you just said already what made you say yes to the coaching. I guess it was the fit of the faith, right? Because I guess to a certain degree, you're a Christian at heart. You're very faithful, and I think it became a perfect match because, in a sense, that I'm very open-minded, right? I'm neither closed to one opinion or one belief nor the other. I think it was for me more of working with the person and with where he is at in his life right now, rather than trying to fit them into one box, right? I think that's what makes it very
Hmm.
practical
Yeah.
because I am very open. I've been through the phases myself, right? I am a believer myself, and I think that's what really changed a little bit the trajectory for this coaching call. Um, Again, I asked you this already last time, but I'm curious for you to share. What was the moment for you where you had the biggest breakthrough, and what was happening at that moment?
Yeah, I think the biggest breakthrough was that moment where we were doing the part system, looking at the different parts of my own self, and we identified there's one part that is really strong and seems to be very kind of aggressive and seems to be um, yeah, self-conscious and a little bit snob, I guess. Um, and that's that impelled you and that compelled you and it compelled me. Uh, and it was really a session where confronting this part of me was very emotional because on the one side it was this fear and this oh, I don't want to deal with this. I really need I want to avoid this part of me um, because it seems so strong, so intimidating. Um, but then when we got to the core of getting to meet that part of me, uh, it turned out it's a little guy that always wanted to protect and to be a guide and a yeah a
Hmm.
friend not only to myself but also to people outside, um a kind of good guy,
Hmm.
but who was disappointed and hurt again and again and again, despite wanting to, okay, I can overcome this, I can overcome this, but all the time with what happened in the past through my childhood, it was always bash, bash, bash. And this part started believing what others were saying about me, about who I am. Um, and that became a voice that was just stuck in a loop. And every time it would, in today, it would confirm this voice would, you see, you are stupid, you can't do anything, you are worthless. What will you become? You just go and kill yourself.
Hmm.
That was the worst uh, uh, yeah, thought coming from that area, but it was out of frustration, out of being hurt. And when we confronted that in that session, and embracing
It was
this
so
part,
emotional. It was so
wow,
beautiful.
the flood that came out,
Yeah.
the flood that came out there, and then just having the real opposite than the transformation of that part happening in my inner eye, just from being that strong red horned guy to a a lowly hunched over sad guy who doesn't know what to do,
Yeah.
and then bringing that in and taking all the parts that I already had and putting in the middle and having this picture of we embrace you. We see how you have been heard. We want to bring you in,
It was
and
beautiful.
that was a big game changer. Yeah.
Yeah, that session I remember it was so emotional, and it was the first time we really went over the 90 minutes that we usually have because I just said, man, this is such a huge breaking point
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
session. It changed a lot, man. Since that moment specifically, How has your view of yourself and of the control that you had until that moment over your parts changed?
Well, it was this. I, I needed. Well, I actually needed to learn
Hmm.
to interact with this part of me because since I was avoiding it, and as a result, this part was sabotaging me um, in its own way. Now a shift happened in the whole structure of myself, I guess, of
Hmm.
who I am, um, and embracing this vulnerability of me, I guess. To yeah, I wanted. I am a man who wants to do right, and I'm a man who wants to love big, and and those who love big, they get hurt because we live in a world that is evil.
Hmm.
There's so much evil happening, and it's always those who try to do good and to share love who get taken advantage of, and who get hurt, and to accept that vulnerability of myself, and then bring that in. And now, yeah, how do I work with that? Because another part of me was carrying everything and trying to control everything in light of, oh, we need to avoid that part of me.
Hmm.
And now, no, you need to embrace this new part and work with it. And I'm still in the process of getting this all together,
Hmm.
to listen to this new part of me more actively. Um, but it was that part being the protector. uh, I started to hear more like this voice that says, "Don't go there. This is not who you are. This is not what you want." The voice became much clearer. It wasn't as small anymore. It became louder and louder because I started to give it more. Please tell me when I'm going in the wrong direction. So over the last couple of weeks, of course, that's going forward. Um, I had situations where I had to make a decision, but I had a clear moment where in my head it was, don't go there. You know the consequence.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, I did choose the wrong way, but it's my fault. It's my responsibility. And I had to then say, sorry, I have not listened and not acted on what I know I should have done. And
100%.
so that is the big transformation because
Yeah.
taking responsibility then
Yeah.
for everything that happens in me, not running away from a part of myself. So
Hmm.
now I learn to, okay, I take responsibility for all of that is happening in me.
Yeah.
It's
Huge.
quite impressive.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. So if you would now, I mean, you just basically said it, but I think to sum it up in a certain extent is that if you look at yourself, your life, the quality of your life, the quality of your relationships, the quality of your relationship to yourself, the understanding, the self-awareness from now in comparison to 3.5 months ago, how would you describe that in simple terms?
I don't make excuses anymore for why I went back to um, avoiding reality. I think that's the general term for going to entertainment and all kinds of
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
things. Not making excuses for why I avoided reality, but saying, no, I chose. Um, there, and when I do that, instead of staying in a rut,
Hmm.
like I was in the months before we our coaching, um, I get back up. I was like, no, I confront this. This is my fault. I chose this. And the consequence is the feelings of shame, of guilt, the feelings of where is this going?
Hmm.
I will never be able to get out. Well, yeah, because you chose that. That's why now these voices come back. Because I chose to go down that road. So if you don't want to hear those voices, well, you
100%.
act
Yeah.
you do just do the right thing, and you know, um the whole the whole team will be there to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are going toward our goal. We are going toward being a fulfilled man, and that's basically what I'm doing right now. Okay, I had on Monday I had a setback, and I was really sad for that night. Even the Tuesday morning, I still had kind of a shaky ground, but because I had my routines and reaffirming who I believe, who I am, what we work through, that my identity is rooted in Christ. It is rooted in something that cannot change no matter what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That brought me right in. Well, we know this is true. No, there's no discussion. There's no discussion about what I did. It's done. This is fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesday came, Thursday came, and even this morning I was saying like, well, praise God because I have forgotten Monday. I look forward. I can go forward. There
100%.
there, there is no guilt, no shame left
Yeah.
because it is rooted in Christ and what He has done, and I am who I am in Him, and that's it. And that's
Yeah.
huge difference from how it was 3.5 months ago.
I think what makes a big difference is that a lot of times we only we only coach the symptoms, right? We find a logical solution to a problem, but then once the problem is solved logically, we just go on to the next topic. But this is where, I told you in the beginning, we have this 3 month container where it's about, self-analysis, right? It's about parts work, it's about provocative therapy, just pushing a little bit the buttons, and then system integration. And system integration is basically like solving the problem logically, but then providing you with practical solutions,
Mhm.
hammering them in with to-dos. I mean, tell them about the challenge that we did. I mean, I
Yeah.
even set up a challenge, a 21-day challenge within the second month to really then hammer in the identity integration part, because if you don't repeatedly and continuously practice that, what which helps you to get out of the conflicting situation,
Mhm.
your subconscious mind will just push you back with loops, with thoughts, with
Yeah.
situations
Yeah.
into that old pattern, and it feels like nothing has changed. So I think, what of those three parts? I mean, you can share a little bit about the challenge that we did and what you gifted yourself afterwards after successfully completing the challenge. But from those three areas, the parts work, the provocative coaching, and the system integration work, what part stood out for you the most, and which one did you enjoy the most as well?
Yeah, from those three, I guess the provocative one was really fun. Uh,
Why?
because we had done the integration,
Hmm.
and that there was a lot of okay, I need to dig in, and then there was a lot of emotions coming up there. But with the provocative, it was really okay. I'm finding myself at the lack of arguments here. Why? And I'm trying to argument from a weak position. And that was very interesting because I could see myself grabbing for explanations why I'm
Hmm.
doing this or that.
Hmm.
And it showed me, okay, I'm not affirming my actually my values. I'm not affirming that fixed part of me that says like, no, this is not where I'm going because my values, because of who I am in Christ. Um, and it was when I watched it afterwards, the session, I was like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing?
So good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you grabbing for it? And he's giving you the response. He's saying to you, so yeah, your values, yeah, that's a problem. But then I don't get it.
Hmm.
So, but later on, understanding you need to really build those values and you need to fix them and say like this is fixed. It doesn't change. And so that I won't change my self-worth, it won't change. This is fixed there, and then you can build upon that so that you have a rock, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
On which to build. Christ being the rock, of course. And
Or your provocative coach, Tim.
yeah, yeah. Well, you have worked out what was there,
Yeah,
uh, of course, and so yeah,
yeah,
I'm really grateful for that. Um,
100%.
yeah, you said what we did with the challenge. Yeah, that was really good because yeah, as we recognize, I like challenges. I like someone to take yeah, hold me accountable to something. So it gives me some extra motivation. And so the challenge was to use our anchor that we had done, so our positive affirmation based on my own values, and then the to complete two or three challenges at least every day, and that I would give myself in the morning, and that I would share with you in the morning, and then tell you either in the evening or the next morning. Then if I completed those challenges and completed
Mm-hmm.
my anchors during the day. Um, and that put me on a yeah on a positive upward traction. The first days was a little bit
Shaky.
new. It was a little bit new, but I had the motivation of the challenge. So thankfully that was a good was balanced out. But then as I was in the last days, and we had 1 or 2 or 3 days where I didn't get the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in such a move, I continued the challenge for myself. So and out of that challenge, I developed my morning and my evening routines, based also on because I started working again after the summer holidays,
Mm-hmm.
and I know, okay, I need to bring this in and integrate this with my normal workday,
Mm-hmm.
and
Beautiful.
that has worked pretty well. I had to, of course, negotiate with my wife certain things that I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up when I need to get up, and I will come later to bed because I will have to do this. If you want a man who leads, then these are groundworks. My wife doesn't necessarily understand all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why I need those very structured things, because it can. You are a Pharisee. You are just ticking off boxes, right? But it needs to be guidelines, right?
It's mental. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
it
you.
needs to be guidelines. It shouldn't be, oh, now I've missed one because I've done that again in the past weeks,
Mm-hmm.
um, taking my routines and say, oh, I need to complete it 100%. And if I don't complete it 100%, then I'm terrible. Then I'm a terrible person. I can't do anything right.
Yeah.
No, no, that's not it. So after I had the challenge mastered that you had sent me, I gave myself a very nice massage. I was thinking, well, that would be nice because I had a lot of tension,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to work on my posture, and it seemed like, okay, I need to get this maybe a little bit
Mm-hmm.
out of the
The tension loosened.
muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so I gave myself, okay, if I complete this challenge, then I do a month, 4 sessions of intensive massage, like 1 hour, really deep
Mm-hmm.
relaxation. Yeah, and that was
Amazing.
good. That was very good.
Oh, that is cool. Man, I'm so happy that we spent the time together and I can just say I can just affirm what you just stated here, that you have really been growing over the last 3.5 months a lot. I mean, only the posture wise, only like physiologically speaking, huge change. But when we talk about values, structure, and how to get things done in life, you're not the same Jean anymore that you were when we started off 3.5 months ago. So I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. It was really cool working with you. And yeah, honestly, if that's my work. That's what I do. And I guess, after you having the results for yourself, you will go out there and you will be able to share that as well, how what works and what doesn't work with people. And hopefully lead them back to the place where authentic self blueprint is something which actually works for them. So yeah, man, I want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time as well. And yeah, any last words you want to share? Because
Well,
this is kind of like a podcast episode, right? So I'm
oh
just
yeah,
treating it
sure.
like one.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm just grateful for um, yeah, your proactiveness and your flexibility. I mean, when I came in with questions, you were very accommodating and flexible. Also in our sessions, you were flexible to really give, I guess, me, yeah, the time to develop in those sessions,
Hmm.
which I really really appreciate. And yeah, and I definitely wanna see us certainly continue as friends. And I will definitely, as we have
Discussed already.
already fixed the next provocative coaching session, because I'm sure that will be fun and it will
Yeah,
be profitable as well.
definitely. Man, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, man, we talk about the next the next provocative coaching session very very soon. It will happen in like 1 or 2 weeks, so that's
Yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Man, I appreciate you and thank you for doing this with me.
You are very welcome. It was a pleasure to do it.